The week leading up to us finding out that for sure we were getting sent home, it was like a dead zone. There was this overlooming threat of the pandemic closing in around us.
It happened so suddenly. It was frantic, so there were no formal goodbyes.
Then we just didn't come back. I had no idea that it was going to be like this. I don't think anybody knew it was going to be like this.
I was just focused on figuring out how is this going to affect the theater program. We got sent home the week that the spring plays were supposed to go up.
Literally the day before we all got sent home, Mrs. Craig was like, we may or may not be having rehearsal tomorrow. We'll see. I think that this COVID thing is going to be a big deal.
We thought we might be able to continue the shows. March 10th came and I realized that the campus was probably going to close.
And then we got the news we were being sent home, and we had just got the setup, and we just got the choir in, and we had just been doing full runs for a couple weeks, and it was so much fun, but it was canceled.
We kept the sets, we kept the theater intact, and then we tried to decide if we would reproduce those plays in the fall.
But it just wasn't going to be feasible. But I think we all kind of, if nothing else, were just in denial.
We knew something was going to happen, but we kept going on like it was normal. We were acting on stage as our characters, and we ourselves were acting like everything was normal, and we were going to put on the show this semester, everything would be fine, but of course it wasn't.
I think the saddest thing was that like our friends who are so talented, who are seniors that graduated, had these like great roles, and it's just so sad that like that didn't get to happen for them.
If a show doesn't happen, you move on. It's hard to bring that back because theater is so inertia driven. There's so much momentum behind a show, and if that's cut off, it's hard to get it back going for the same show.
This is the thing that we like missed out on. This is the thing that we lost when everybody was hurting and everybody was like suffering. The work and those hours got taken away from like us being able to perform it, which sucked. But I think that we still like got something out of it. You know, it wasn't all for nothing. The process is like what educational theater is about.
Will the show go on? Isn't that the big question? I think that's a question that all of us have. I've been working here since 1876, which is around the foundation when the college began. So I've been here forever. This semester, I was pretty determined to try and do live theater. I know of no one else that's doing live theater because of COVID.
There were a lot of difficulties. We tried to have the 24-hour theater program that we do every other year, and that went well, but there were just a lot of restrictions.
But I made a massive search for plays that I thought were worthy of being done, but that only had 2 or 3 characters, and that could be done socially distanced enough. I'm directing 3 plays at the same time.
3 shows.
3 shows.
So that's absurd. That's an absurd thing to do.
We would like all be in Mrs. Craig's office and we're like, how are we gonna make this work?
There were a lot of bumps along the way.
We had a very restricted audience capacity.
Maybe it's the egotist in me, but I like having a crowd. I've always been a big comedic actor, so I like getting the big laughs. I think that's fun, just because I like making people happy on stage.
You're still putting all of your effort into it. You're just not getting any feedback on it, though.
The fact that not as many people can come see it, it is sad, but I'm grateful that we're able to act at all.
Theater is never just going to be the audience applauding at the end. Theater is what happens every day up until that performance. We know that art gives life, and that without art in the world, it is a dull world.
I think it is very important still. I think that we're more realizing that now as we're all just kind of trapped at home, having to use screens. There's a different kind of connection that you have when you're seeing art live.
This is a place where like everybody can be involved, everybody can do whatever they want, and everybody has like a space to like learn about themselves. I think that I was a completely different person when I came to school. What changed me, what helped me grow up was being here, working here, meeting the people that I met here and like this room. It's just like such a special place with people that care so much because we are not like a huge theater program. We don't have a theater major. So the people that are here because they just love it and they just like want to learn and they want to like give.
The state of the world is certainly in disarray, and it's important to stay informed on that, but it's also important to give yourself a break every once in a while. And I think that the best entertainment is able to give you a break from that while also giving you the moral fortitude to stand up once you get back into the real world.
Theater will always be important. Art in itself will always be important. It's important for people to go see characters and get some kind of story told at them so they can relate to them, whether it be sad or funny. We have thousands of years of theater history that we can look back and appreciate. It's one of the oldest art forms. Like the ancient Greeks were doing it, and who knows if people were performing before that. So no matter what happens with COVID, it'll stick.
We will survive. People will come back. But we're hurting right now. We are not going to let this stop us. We're going to create, but we're going to create differently.